What is rhinoplasty recovery like? We're going to be answering this today on Beauty Unveiled. I am Dr. Angela Sturm, a double board certified facial plastic surgeon, and I specialize in rhinoplasty. So the recovery for rhinoplasty is usually better than what people are thinking. People are very concerned about discomfort, about what am I going to look like. In general, right after surgery, when you come out, when you have surgery with me, I put a nasal splint over the top of the nose and some brown paper tape, and that stays there for 5 days. You will have a little bit of drainage from your nose. That's completely normal. That usually goes away in about 3 days or so, if not before. So you have a little gauze that goes underneath your nose. We ask that you don't blow your nose. You just kind of let things drain the way that they're going to, and then after 10 days, then you can blow your nose again. As far as how things look, that splint stays for 5 days. I then put on tape for another 5 days, so you have something on your nose for 10 days in total. So most people will take 10 to 14 days off of work just because they have something on your nose. I have other people that doesn't really bother them, and they're back to work in that 5 to 7 day time period. But I would say most of my patients will wait till everything is off and they're ready to go back. You can have some bruising under your eyes, so it looks almost like a black eye kind of a look. And everyone's different. Some people don't have bruises. Some people have just a tiny one on maybe one side. Other people, they'll have some on both sides. Depends on the person and how easily you bruise. Most people, this is gone or easy to cover by that 10 to 14 day period. And so it's easier to be more socially active and be out and go to things and be in front of people. You can cover it with makeup anytime throughout the whole process because there's no incisions there. And so if you wanted to cover it with makeup, you can. And then just in general, how you feel the first day, you're going to be really sleepy just from the anesthesia. Most people, day 3 is kind of the hump where you start to feel better. You're up and around, you're doing things, you can do things around the house. If you work on the computer, you can do things like that. If you wanted to do a Skype call, you could, but you'll probably be bruised and swollen, and most people are not necessarily doing that at that time. You feel like doing things around the house. Don't overdo it. With some people, once you start feeling better, you feel like you can do other things and then you find things to do. Still take it easy, especially that first week. And then pain-wise, most people don't take all of the pain medications that they are prescribed. And so we have really cut back on the number of pain medications that we give to patients because usually after that 3rd day or so, you're feeling much better and you can use things like Tylenol to help you just with some of that soreness is kind of how it feels. And I had my rhinoplasty at the end of my fellowship year, and I can tell you it felt like a sinus pressure or sinus headache. And so if you lean over too far, you can feel that pressure, or if you do something a little bit more active than maybe you should have been, you can feel that pressure. So it's not so much intense pain like other things would be, but it's more discomfort, it's kind of pressure. You can have stuffiness in your nose. It's just sort of uncomfortable for a few days to maybe that first week. Like I said, most people will take pain meds those first 1 to 3 days, and then after that they're able to transition off of that. Feels a little bit like you have a cold, the way that the nose is sort of stuffy over that first week or so. And then that gets better. By week 2 or 3, most people are breathing better than they did beforehand. A lot of people say that the recovery is better than they thought it was going to be, and it's really not as intense as far as pain and social downtime as most people were planning. If you have any other questions, a great way to get some answers and be able to, for us to tell you specifically for you, is to come in for a consult. And you can find me at www.drangelasturm.com or any of the socials at Dr. Angela Sturm.